All right, good morning, everyone. For once, I'm doing one in the morning. Now, I was thinking about doing one last night, but there's so much news today, and I thought, whatever, let's do one anyway. So, a quick recap: the DXY has just continued to go sideways, nothing special, and there's a lot of news. So, honestly, even if it just springs upwards on news, we've got a lot of news just today alone. It could even come back down. So, today you might see some weird candles. DXY otherwise just sideways holding in the middle of this range. That's, I think, sufficient for now. The yields, they've come up also, like more than the DXY recently. And I feel like they're stalling a little bit. They have a bit of resistance now. The 30 years just come up here, went a bit higher, but it's also got this descending. So I don't know, again, we've got news, but I feel like resistance is up here. You've also got resistance there. You've made already a bit of a move. So, well, let's just see what happens. 10-year also at resistance there. You see the recent high. It could go one level higher, so maybe that will help the 30-year. Let's see. The 2-year that remains pretty subdued compared to the others. So could even come back down. I don't know. Well, relative to the others, it's going down, so that's definitely underperforming. Now let's get straight to the metals. Gold. Ah, yes, here's the news. So you got inflation numbers for Europe, your ADP, initial jobless, ISM, and FOMC minutes. Crazy day today. All right. Otherwise, because news is reflected in the stock price, but that news hasn't been released yet. Otherwise, we're just holding sideways. These are the only two, right? So this one here, this line here, this horizontal, which has been holding 2280 slash 2300, same thing, but 2280 really is the line in the sand. And this this descending here, again, it's all about the close. So it looks good now, but it could end up down here, by the end of today because we have so much news. So, but otherwise, it's really about, do you close below here, 2280, or can you close above 2360? For me, is what would really do it on a daily close. Um, Otherwise, don't read too much into it. I'm just going to wait for that, although it's pretty imminent, a breakout is imminent. Silver, now that's got a slightly, not really. This is now null and void. This ascending has done its job. We had a little flush, but it's always about the secondary horizontal. That's the last support. And I thought that would hold a bit because we're in a bull market and silver's come down a lot and it hasn't even made new highs, So I still feel like the bias to the upside. We did bounce from here, just like gold bounced to 2280. We're coming back up. I like this. Some sort of hesitation, not the best candles, but it's very hard to bounce up anyway, after you've come back down pretty hard. But here, consistent, one, two, three, four, five. Let's see. It would be really good, very constructive if we can go back up and, close above this descending. I thought we'd done it before when it was like this. These are my favorite and we had broken out, but immediate rejection. I think it was news or something. You can't really stop that. You can't say, wait, it doesn't matter about the news. We broke out of, my little descending, so it's gonna have to keep going up. No, this can happen. But if we are to close above again, I really think that will look very, very strong. Plus, where would gold be? Gold might also have done it on its side. So, as those the well, that's what you need to look out for. The descending breakout on the upside, and of course, who knows, a big flush, and in silver's case, a close below, let's just say 2860. That would be well, it wouldn't be ideal, and we should go down another level, but I still think silver's level, it'll be a strong dip buy for the same reasons I already stipulated. It's biased to the upside for sure, so it's a buy the dip mentality. It should be. That's my opinion. Miners sideways, you've got your little 41 support on GDXJ and your 43.5 resistance, which is middle of the range. Nothing to say until there's a breakout either side. I still favor a move to the upside. And let's just wait and see, Let's see if gold can do its thing and the miners. Well, let's see how much percentage move is required. Yeah, 3.5% is a decent day. And down 3% to close below. That would not be great. But again, I still think buy the dip will come into play. And 40 should be very strong. SILJ should be pretty similar. Well, it's quite low, isn't it? Relative to the GDXJ. But still, one nice day and then it clears all these candles here. Once you're above 1150, then you can start reaching 12, which is really the next resistance. Same thing, just underperforming, but at least it's holding support. GDX, very similar to GDXJ. It's that little level higher, half a level higher, let's say, but still middle of the range, right? Between 33 and 35. So let's see what happens there. Let's look at the portfolio very quickly, very quickly. I'll try and cover El Dorado. I saw a comment about that. Newmont is just mirroring to some degree GDX. It's that little, it's in the middle of the range, not the bottom like SILJ. But Newmont's been, I would say, slightly outperformed for some time. Look at this strong support down here. It should be very strong if we do ever get down there. Resistance, I'm just going to move it up here now. 43. Barrick Gold, same sort of thing, middle of the range. Slightly outperforming, got a clear 17. And by the time we do that, we're outside the descending. Then we can hit what basically here, 1750, 18 is getting to round numbers now for Barrick Gold. Agnico Eagle, this is now no longer in effect. This can be moved up. That's your new resistance. I don't need this, but yeah, middle of the range. But at least had a good day yesterday, like close at higher day, slightly outperformed the others. It's always a stronger stock though. I like how Pan American Silver, that's holding the lows. I guess it makes sense with how weak silver miners are. It's holding, this ascending is also now irrelevant. And this one can also go, keep it clean. Clear support, 1930. I wouldn't say clear resistance, but I think that is where resistance is, 21. Need that big move up. Need to clear here, 2050. You see that? Close above 2050. It's like a mini breakout, and then you can hit 21 and then 2160, etc. Pan American Silver is always very strong. When silver starts to move, this is always one of the best, and it's a senior. So SSRM, absolutely strange and detestable stock, but quite a strange little doji there. I guess it just 450 is support. It's not a strict support, it's a rough support, give or take 10 cents. But this thing needs to come out. And you know what? Once we start to move, because I think it will come up. This is ridiculous. We're trading near its absolute all-time lows. This is the big move it had. No, it should go up more. It should go up more. But the point is, if we start to move up, resistance will be this descending. And let's see where this descending comes from. All the way down over here. And then there's a secondary one, which, okay, it has to make a bit of a move to reach that. I still favor a move up because one move down takes us to the absolute lows post mudslide or whatever it was, pit collapse. And that's a bit too much for me. And we're pretty much there. We're only 10% higher. So, but yeah, watch out. If we do move up, we're going to hit our heads against this descending. That'll get very interesting. Wheaton, look at that. That was really ugly looking chart. And then yesterday, yeah, Tuesday, it did go back above, which is good. It's Wheaton. It should be one of the strongest ones. So it kind of did quite well yesterday. At least it didn't continue flushing, which normally you're supposed to do. But, we had a slightly positive day, so it made up for it. And now we're back holding the support again. Not as strong as the others, like Newmont, Barrick, Agnico, but still, it's at least above its support again. I know Franco-Nevada. I forget my order. Nevada, wow, that's a decent candle. I didn't even realize it did that. That just re-emphasizes the fact that this is resistance 122. So it closed nowhere near high of day, but it was at least a green day. Middle of the range now, starting to look like the others in terms of charts. So 114 and 122, and it's simply in the middle. Nothing to do until it breaks out. Metalla keeps underperforming. Actually had a red day yesterday. Hit what I consider to be support. That's rough support. Yeah, 270. Okay, because of this area. Okay, not really strong support. Thing is, it was support here, 270, but then because of what happened here, that nullifies to some degree 270. It becomes like a, a bit of a landmark. You're like, okay, it was at some point support, but yeah, because it was nullified here, it's not necessarily support. So I probably just got lucky on this little part here, or it's just a random event. It's got nothing to do with my line, and this support doesn't exist. It needs to get back up to 280 though. It needs to get back up to 3. It's ridiculous actually, Metalla. I thought it was really, really strong here, and then it just faded with the rest of the sector. And now the chart looks a bit weak, so it's kind of lost that momentum it had. And this I can delete. Well, we may have a bit of a descending. It's getting narrow, isn't it? I don't know if that will really. I'll leave it in anyway because I don't have too many lines. Maybe that will actually act as a springboard. All right, first majestic, now the silver stocks. Okay, sideways holding. I would have expected I was up 1.5%. To be honest, it closed at low of day, and they all did, didn't they? On that ugly Monday for silver stocks, they were all down sort of 2%, but it was a low of day close. That was the worst part of it. So this little sideways looking candle is actually up 1.5%. We've kind of reclaimed the 580, so that's okay. I still think we're at a support zone here. So 580 looks good. Next one, Fortuna. That's also good. Didn't close below support. It just held on, unlike some of the others. Closed at high of day though. It looks like it's ready to trade above 5. And honestly, once you're at 520, you're looking very good. We need to close above 540. That's a bit of a move. That's still almost 10%. But that looks good. Huh? That looks like a nice little curl bottoming phase. We just need the whole sector to help us out. Fortuna finally looks okay because it just got damaged by that bad news. Next one will be Darlene. Yeah. All it needs is 3 little moves up. And yesterday was probably one of them. Look at that. Close at low of day, close a high of day, just equal to its yesterday's move. Another one strong day. Honestly, today could be the day. Let's see how it ends, but it could take us to 6. Oh, no, that's quite a move. 6, 7% is quite a move, even for CDE. But perfect recovery of yesterday. So can't complain. It still performs very, very well. Support is going to be hard to call, though. I don't know if support is. It's hard. I'm leaving it here, but that's an old support. It's more like here probably now. I'm going to put it there. But very, very good. Very, very strong. Love it. Heckler, exactly what we needed compared to yesterday. A better looking candle to close a high up day. Very nice. Up almost 3%. And should I have bought yesterday? Obviously, I should have, but there's too much news today. It's just too unpredictable. It's a bit of a gamble. I'll just hold what I've got. I've got enough in everything else. Looks good. And it's good that we made a higher high. And if this is the low, this I can delete now. If this is the low, then we made a higher low because look, the last low was, let's say 460. So technically higher highs, higher lows. That would not, because otherwise if it hit this neckline, the next move up is kind of a head and shoulder. Obviously, you can nullify the head and shoulder and make a new bullish pattern, but a nice move up would still probably make a right shoulder, but more likely to make a new high than if we'd come all the way back down to this area. But we have come back down a lot, but I think we're going to go up a lot now. So Hector looks good. EXK, perfect timing. Hit the ascending. It's a bit different to the others. It's still on this ascending. A lot of them have lost their ascending support. So look at that close at high of day. A little close above these 2 candles, 363. That would say, okay, next move is up to this zone. Not sure if resistance is here or if it's really going to be 4. Well, 4 will always be resistance. So we'll leave both. It's like mini lines, mini resistance lines, if you know what I mean. But that looks good. Bounce on the ascending, close a high of day. We just need the whole sector to carry us over the $4 mark, to be honest. Mag Silver, very nice. It didn't make new lows like some of the other silver counterparts. But here we've done well, closing the high of day, equal and outperforms yesterday move. So now we can maybe go to back to the 1250 zone or something like that. Something like that. Yeah, that's good. Next one, Aris Mining's. Beautiful candle. Bullish engulfing. Yesterday's move was also a nice little doji possible reversal, but sorry, Monday's move, but yesterday's Tuesday is very good. That's a very nice looking candle. Next move is all the way up here. See if we can do it. That would require quite a move, but today there's quite the news. Good, good. Next one, I am gold. This is your support, 360. That was okay, not as good as the others, but still well, it's in the middle of its little range. Little range means 350 to 385. That's what I've got, and it's literally in the middle. So let's see which way it closes before we get excited about anything else. It should go up. B2 gold has been holding its ascending, and also the just the support below ascending. That I thought was quite obvious actually, like a bit of a trap door, you know. Okay, if it flushes here, expect immediate bounce. That was nice. And otherwise it's well, now it's in the middle of its little pennant, and this is going to break out either way. And I think if it breaks down, it gets bought anyway, because I think there's a real strength in buying across this area. I think it makes total sense. And on the way up, I think we're going to squeeze out of this pretty soon. And I think it will do it regardless of the gold price. That's maybe a bold statement, but that's how reassured I am by this chart, how destroyed it is for such a good company, you know, despite the Mali operation. So middle of the range, waiting for the breakout. Equinox, as usual, pretty strong between 5 and 520. So now we just need to break out of this descending. Otherwise, it wasn't the most amazing day. It wasn't exactly up 2.5% like the others. It was up 0.5%, but still just reinforces that it's strong here. Just need to break out of that. SBSW, this is a wild one. It's at the bottom of the range, the huge range that I've assigned it because it's such a high risk one. So between 4 and 6, that's just one range, even though that's a 50% move. You know, zoom out to remember where you are. Don't get too excited. Platinum and palladium, I think, did all right yesterday, 3.5% move, but this shouldn't be this low. I think the stock is going down for a different reason. So I gotta watch out. I'm not adding anything until we flush. And if we flush, I don't necessarily want to start buying at the COVID lows. I'll add something, but not kind of want to double my position, but I won't be doing that at the COVID lows. I'll probably be a bit too scared, but I'll add something just on general principle that it's at a support, an obvious one, and it should bounce from there. But I want to make sure that there's nothing fundamentally wrong that I don't know about of the company. But I don't even know that much about the company anyway. So the bottom of the range, but that's the kind of thing you want to see at the bottom, right? Like touch it and go and close at high of day. So it should go a bit higher. All right, Eldorado. I was asked to cover Eldorado, which I haven't covered in some time. Well, this is support. Let me see why that's support, because of general for. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that's not exactly correct, but okay, 14, it might be a bit higher support. But actually, it's touched it here, so that's good enough for me. 1, 2, 3, so that's support. We found support before then. Closed a high of day yesterday. 14.5 to 14 is strong buying, especially low 14s. But okay, close a high of day. If I was trading this, or at least just like, nah, there's no point. You could probably go on the 15-minute chart and do one of these. That's nice, just for like, you know, immediate 3-5 minute trading to see if you break out of this. So that's your first thing. Close above that on, let's say, a 15-minute candle basis, and then it should go higher. And by higher, it probably means testing back at the top range, like 15.3. So something like here, right? So break out of that, then try and make your way to 15.3. And then next stop is all the way up here, the old highs. This one was good. I remember watching it. I wanted to buy it here, and it kind of did get there. Look at that strong move. Still really, really strong. Yeah, beautiful. And I don't know much about it, so it'll probably continue to be strong, you know, or at least rally with the rest of the sector. Why not? If there's no bad news. So take that out, run to 16.5. Otherwise, you got support at 14. And after that, yeah, I guess 13.5 because of this. Here, I'm not so sure anymore. Let's remove that. Maybe. That'll do for now. All right, lots of news, so everything might be null and obsolete by the time you watch this. But by now you've watched the rest of the video, so it doesn't matter. No, I'm joking. So let's see what happens. Looks good. Otherwise, I think it's just sideways. just still sideways until we break out of these lines, close on daily basis. I still favor a move up. So for me, it's sideways up, and this could be the low. All right, have a good day.